And welcome to the first episode of the WHINERS CLUB. Joining me today is Madman. I am Smokey. Of course, we're missing Brain. Let us begin. How are you doing, Madman?
Fine, as usual.
As usual, yes. Freaking Brain should be with us, but unfortunately couldn't make it. He might join later in the episode. He might begin the call with us, but until then, it'll just be me and Madman holding it down, as always, as we've been doing, as we tried to do last week too. Basically, we've been going through a whole rebrand, and we've been trying to get it off, get it to begin, right? Get it off its feet, you know what I mean? And we've been having a lot of issues getting it going. We finally have the proper equipment. The studio is all set up. Still no fucking garlic, though. Which, he's always talking about bringing me garlic and never brings. Whatever. I'm salty about that. I'm glad he's not here, because that's all we'd be arguing about right now. Yeah. But we're finally here. First episode, WHINERS CLUB. Through rain, thunder, sleet, snow, it doesn't matter. It's getting up, posted. It's going. And yeah, no more waiting.
Yep.
No more waiting for the brain. We don't need a brain. I've lived without using it for a while, so we'll do fine. What's new, Madman?
Not much to be honest.
Not much.
Nah, same old.
Ah, I see. Well, fucking my dog has been sick for the last 3 days. I think 3 days. And every day I wake up. The first day, I think it was Friday. I woke up and I go downstairs and I let my dog out. All the lights are off. And I step in some.
Oh no,
Yeah, I step in some.
doggy no. Got it.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, that's the easy way to say it.
Yeah, and then I turn the light on, and it's everywhere, because he can't just make a normal pile anyway. He walks while he shits. He can't just like make a pile. He when I walk him, it's embarrassing as hell because he's like squatting and like scooching his ass forward, and it's terrible. And he did that, but it was all
Okay.
yeah. No, yeah,
Just
yeah.
enough information.
Yeah. I could get more detailed, but it was
Yeah, no.
in my kitchen, my dining room, my living room. So I have about an hour before work, and I have to clean all this up while getting ready. And when I get back, because I put him in his cage, not because he's in trouble, but because I don't want to have to clean up a huge mess. There was also a huge mess in his cage to get cleaned up, so of course. And then basically it's been like that the past 2 days, so I'm taking him to the vet. But yeah, so I've been living a disgusting, terribly odored life right now. I'm not enjoying it, but we'll push through. We'll have a good time reading these end of
Yes,
the
sir.
world news articles that we always do. Yeah, let's get into it. We'll start with Canada.
They're not even a real country anyway.
Alright.
Starting with some rebel news.
Yeah, as we like to do here, we're going to start with our favorite conspiratorial fire stokers that they are, the Rebel News. God, I hate them. Who wrote this story? Let's just see real quick. I think this was Ezra Levant, actually. Or, I don't know if he writes them. Yeah, it was just it's a little blurb. This is another pay for service video that I'm not going to be getting. I don't think we really need to, though, because you get the type of vibe that this station, or not station, site, news organization gives off. They're not subtle in their biases, which is fine. At least they're not subtle. I prefer them to
Upfront
yeah
intentions.
be upfront about how
Yeah.
much of a piece of shit you are. I appreciate it. So get ready for mandatory COVID-19 vaccines.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that if they had it, but we're probably not going to be seeing that for a while. Trudeau just signed a contract with CanSino, a Chinese company affiliated with China's People's Liberation Army. The partnership pays CanSino to do research on a coronavirus vaccine and will make Canadians in Nova Scotia the human guinea pigs to test it.
You know, did I even realize that's volunteers to test?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, let's pick you and test it. No, it's these people volunteer because they know vaccines are good.
Yeah, for the most part. Unless if they said it was like just being distributed to all the Nova Scotian children, they would probably write that. I don't think it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And we also do animal tests first, so it's not like
Yeah.
you're not going to get severely harmed by this vaccine like it's untested on anything. No.
Not to
We
mention,
test them.
we're nowhere near a vaccine yet. It's probably still
No.
gonna be like a year.
I mean, at least Canada itself just got past animal trials on ferrets a little while ago.
Yeah, which is good, but we'll see.
There's still many more
sections.
sections.
Yeah, it takes a lot, and without any, what's the word? Side effects. You need to be careful, but this type of shit is just like anti-vaxxer bullshit, which obviously neither of us condone or agree with, but it's just, I can't believe a news organization, like a popular one too, they have about 1 million followers, promotes this shit.
It's always tough with news agencies though, because it could either just be they actually genuinely believe it themselves, the anti-government, anti-vaccine because it's from the government, or they're just doing it for views because there's a lot of people that like stuff and take it as gospel.
Definitely their audience, which is the conspiratorial anti-vaxxer audience and the libertarians who
spread it like it's the fucking Bible.
Yeah, which it's just it's ridiculous. I have a libertarian family member who supports the military crushing the riots. Does that make any sense? I don't think so.
That's why I don't identify with any side.
Yeah, it's just like absolute I shouldn't say that. Stupidity.
Yes, that is the word. That is the word we were looking for.
I have my co-host here training me to watch my mouth because my grandfather was a sailor, and that's true actually, and it rubbed off on me quite literally. Not quite literally. He didn't. God, you see, I just can't make anything PC. I just can't do it. Oh, anyway. Let's get back.
Your grandmother rubbed off.
No.
Okay, let's get back to the article.
It's repressed.
That's enough for that.
He's a good man.
Ooh.
He didn't do that. I don't think. He died when I was 3. I wouldn't remember anyway. Trudeau just signed a where were we? So he already bought 37 million syringes, which just happens to work out to exactly 1 syringe per person in Canada, even for babies. Okay. Yes, babies also get vaccines. They were, like, why are you... obviously, everybody in Canada, the babies are included. Like, yeah, it's not shocking. So what do you think is coming? A vaccine that will be given to 37 million of us. You go first, Justin. Let's see you poke that made-in-China needle into your own dear children's arm first. I don't want to see that, actually, because I bear no malice towards his children. Then why'd you still write it? You could have just pressed the delete button, but you still wrote it out. And I'm sure once there is a vaccine, he's gonna get his kids to take the vaccine.
Yeah. Why do they always say you first? You know, when it's okay, I'll be glad to go first.
Because they think this is the type of conspiratorial shit where it's like, oh, that needle causes autism. Give your children it first. Let's see if it's safe. It's like,
You wanna know one of the only reasons people believe it? It's because autism, right? Some symptoms of autism, and autism doesn't necessarily become apparent in children until around the age when they get vaccinated.
yeah,
So people think it must be to blame, you know?
yeah,
That must be the reason. They didn't have autism before. They got their vaccines. Now they do. Like, they just don't want to accept that their genes are flawed. That's it. That's the only reason.
I have a family member who does not have autism. He has a different mental deficiency. He's I'm not gonna say, but they blame it on the vaccines as well. And
Yeah.
basically, the only result of his could have been from like physical damage, not from vaccines. So it's just these people. They don't have any, like, I've seen some of their statistics and quote unquote proof, but they don't have any convincing evidence for rational people that I've seen. Most people. Go ahead.
No, I just don't understand why they're going to go out of their way to believe what the minority of people believe, like extremely small minority, and then take that as pure fact when the entire world's saying differently, but they don't believe that because everyone's saying it.
Yeah.
That's anti-productive in every fucking way.
I know, and it's like this news station is just promoting it blatantly, like as blatant.
Gets views.
Yeah. And luckily, children don't get the coronavirus. I mean, they can carry the virus, but they don't usually get sick from it. Okay. So, first of all, and luckily, children don't get the coronavirus. I mean, they can carry the virus. Okay, so first of all, they can.
So they do.
They do get the virus, but they don't usually get sick from it. Okay, well, there's been children as young as 9 who have died from it. So, in U.S., not just in like foreign countries. And in a country of 37 million people, with about 10 million of whom are babies or kids or teenagers, a grand total of 1 child has died from the virus. And
they're only taking into account Canada.
Yeah, they must have only taken into account Canada, because I've seen multiple stories on children dying, not in Canada though. So they're like mixing statistics. Do you think that the virus vaccine hastily concocted in China and then jabbed into 10 million arms, do you think it will have fewer than a 1 in 10 million chance of causing side effects?
Here's the thing that I don't even understand their point in. Even if it did have 1 in 10 million chance of causing side effects, not less than, but if it had 1 in 10 million, that's still a good chance.
Yeah.
And it's not going to cause autism.
Yeah,
it's going to cause, like, uneasiness, you know, like, maybe an allergic reaction, which is not usually fucking deadly.
No, yeah.
Very minor side effects.
Yeah.
There's some people that can't get vaccines because of they're allergic to them and all that.
Yeah, exactly. But other than
but it's a very small thing. Yeah.
It's not the majority or anything.
Yeah. And any long-lasting side effects, very, very, very small percentage chance.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of any long-lasting ones.
So if less than 4 people in the entirety, so if the entirety of Canada gets vaccinated, and by on their statistics, if it's not fewer then less than 4 people would suffer side effects. I mean, that's pretty good odds, I would say.
Yeah.
Is really that word?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I'm totally fine with them jabbing a needle full of vaccine in my arm, because I know they're not going to give it to me till it's probably a proper vaccine.
Yeah, that won't happen. Yeah. There's so much test trials before they can even.
I'm not concerned.
And then if they fail near the ending, they just have to basically like restart or continue down a different route.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about suddenly getting autism at 20.
You know? Nah. Yeah, no, I'm not even slightly worried.
Yeah, so. So, let's talk about COVID. Let's just talk about COVID a little bit. I know we kind of just did, but we're going to talk more about numbers and areas and shit. So yeah, we have another around 100 or almost 200 in the past 2 days, which is not good. It's pretty bad. But you were saying that's better, Jake?
Yeah, over the long weekend, we were having over 100 cases.
Yeah. Which
It's our first time since a long weekend that we're having under 100.
Which it's good that it's lower, but we're still getting almost 100 ever since we reopened. We've been getting almost 100 every day.
And that's because the thing measures. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like.
Luckily, we're not rushing too hard, but we are seeing an uptick since started releasing measures.
Yeah, so I definitely should slow down just a little bit, but still we're beating America's ass. 5,000 in Florida. Mississippi's might be beating Florida per capita. Arizona. All these places just getting destroyed right now. But we'll cover America more. But yeah, past 2 days, that's happened, and there's a total of 35,601 cases are considered resolved. An increase of 242 since Sunday. The total number of cases now stands at 39,268. So, not great. We definitely need to get that number way down, but currently our death toll is not very bad at all. Like, the provincial death toll is it's still whatever number is bad.
But, yeah, it's unfortunate those people died.
Yeah, but
that could have been worse.
Compared to America's like 100,000, 200,000, however many.
Yeah. And not even just based on our different size of population, if we're based on per, how many people per capita, then we're still better.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it always could be worse, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, it always could be, but let's be happy that it's as good as it is right now.
Yeah, I'm great.
It could be a lot worse.
It really could be.
It could be the U.S. We could even just Florida. Not even all of the U.S., just Florida. Yeah. But the cities are falling apart. We're in about $1 trillion in debt, and our infrastructure is falling
Speaking
apart.
of falling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Our infrastructure is falling apart so much that people can't even walk on the sidewalk without falling into death traps. A Winnipeg child in hospital after falling through St. James air vent. So, this kid walking down, let me find it, just down on the sidewalk. I would assume that's a pretty sturdy air vent if I was a kid.
I would probably walk over that too myself.
Yeah, I would walk over
I wouldn't think anything of it.
I wouldn't anymore, but I would have. And I would have probably broke a leg or something.
Does this say the age of the kid?
Unfortunately, because we live in Canada, the child, they're not going to say the severity of the issues or the child's age.
Yeah.
But they got there in about 20 minutes, and I believe they say that the kid should be okay.
Yeah, they're hopeful for a good outcome.
WFPS Assistant Chief Ihor Hollow. Oh my God. You want to try that, Jake?
What are we looking at?
His name. Assistant Chief.
Ihor, not Ihor, I don't know. Holoshinsky?
You got
Holoshinsky?
Perfect.
That's my guess.
Chief Ihor Holoshinsky. We'll go with that.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Probably way up.
Officials can disclose details on the child's age or the severity of the injuries. A quick response by rescue crews has them hopeful for a good outcome. With 5 minutes of getting call. Well, they can't say how young the kid is, and so if it's like a 2-year-old who did this, he could be dead. If it's like a 12-year-old or even like a 14-year-old, he'll probably be okay. Like, I don't know. I mean, not dead if it's a 2-year-old, but I mean, he could definitely be messed up. But the crew used tripod-based rope rescue, he said, which involved lowering a rescuer to assess the child's injuries, package them appropriately so they would be
Wrap
safe.
them up in a box and carry them out.
Yeah, a coffin during the removal of the from the shaft, and then winch them out to the
You just
surface.
say coffin.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, good for that kid. He's never gonna walk over one of those again. Um,
For the
yeah.
better, I
So
guess.
I guess we should have threw a little of that money that we were throwing at people to not go to work to fucking fix our roads and sidewalks and shit. I know just in our town we have like terrible, terrible roads and stuff. I'm glad we don't have bridges. We'd have like collapses constantly. Like, but oh well. Portland. Oh, we're back to Rebel news. Let's go back to Rebel real quick. Sorry, I forgot we were going back. We have a couple stories. Portland shuts down real restaurants, but lets Black Lives Matter ribs operate. Because it's not... they're just handing out food. That's all they're doing. It's not a business. They're just handing out food to supporters. That's all they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're...
Are they earning money?
Are they earning money?
Yeah, that's the real question.
We'll have to see. I'm sure if they do, they'll mention it.
Yeah.
Portland has issued strict orders against businesses against operating during the coronavirus pandemic, but its enforcement of the law only extends to legitimate businesses. Black Lives Matter ribs and other unlicensed food outlets operated by far-left activists are allowed to operate in unhygienic conditions. These open-air kitchens and food service joints sprung up with the ongoing Black Lives Matter protests have become a staple of the liberal city following the death of George Floyd in May. Rioters need to eat too, and the shutdown of legitimate restaurants and fast food outlets in the wake of COVID-19 has a limiting effect on dining options. The Oregon Health Authority offers strict guidance for restaurants and other food service businesses, including food carts and catering services. Restaurant customers and staff are required to wear masks indoors and adhere to social distancing guidelines of 6 feet. Parties are also limited to a maximum of 10 people. Restaurants are required to enforce all these guidelines or face closure. In July, Oregon Liquor Control Commission shut down 9 bars and restaurants for violating social distancing guidelines, KDRV. Reported, even as licensed businesses are forced to abide by strict rules, joints like Black Lives Matter Ribs, which provides aid to rioters, have been allowed to operate with impunity. Every night, hundreds of activists gather at these outlets in full violation of social distancing guidelines. I don't think they give a fuck, personally. And then, yeah, this is... See, now me, I'm not eating shit anybody's making currently. Like, unless I know they have strict guidelines, I am not having any food that's touched by anybody but me. And, or my girlfriend. And, that's it. It's, you know, these are hard times right now, and there kind of has to be protests. Like, there has to be something done about this. So, I know you're very against the riots, and I have my own...
I'm against the riots, not the protests.
Yeah, but there needs to be protests, and the protesters need to eat, unless you want them to start doing a hunger strike, too, which is just, like, cruel. I understand the whole social distancing. It's not going to happen right now. The riots have been happening since May. It's July. You're upset about them making food for themselves at this point. You're like, oh, they have the food there. How unsanitary. Yeah, they're also shoulder to shoulder, like, rubbing next to each other. Like, the whole thing, if you're worried about that, the food is really not the point. It really doesn't matter. They're already, like, right next to each other, yelling in each other's ears, fucking sweating on each other. Like, it's done. Like, the food the barbecue isn't gonna be the thing that did it. I don't think personally. Like the
Probably not.
cases are gonna rise because there's gonna be people who have it, who are standing around like right next to everybody. They're all so close. It's not just gonna be because of the food, but
At least they're inside, so it's less likely.
Yeah.
Less likely to spread outdoors.
No. Posting on Twitter, independent journalist Drew Hernandez captured footage of a riot rib-style feeding station across the street from the federal courthouse that has been the site of nightly riots. There has been no condemnation of these unsanitary practices from local officials during the so-called pandemic, he wrote, yet many local businesses are being forced to shut down. Alright, let's see a riot rib station.
It's honestly an impressive setup.
Yeah. A lot of people are dedicated to it, clearly. It's not one guy who put all that together.
Oh no, I heard a cough. Fuck ACAB? What? Oh. Okay, that said fuck ACAB 12. That was not proper.
I know. It was a dumb sign.
I get fuck 12 and ACAB, but that was not written right.
Yeah. Kaylin D'Amelia tweeted a video showing Progressive Democrat Earl Blumenauer, who represents Oregon's 3rd congressional district, giving money to a riot ribs operation. Yeah, well.
Okay.
Oh well.
What? I don't have much to comment.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm really against it. They gotta eat, and if you're worried about COVID, that's not gonna be the issue. Like it's really not. They're already all out there right next to each other rioting, right? Or even protesting, whatever it is. They're framing it like these are all happening at riot spots. Most of this is just for peaceful protesting. Usually the rioters don't want to stop for a rib. They want to break a window and grab a TV while they can, or shoot something. They're not worried about, well, what depends on the severity. Most rioters aren't actually trying to shoot something.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
Well, good thing I said it then. I'm not actually... Most are just breaking shit. Nobody, like, there is some people hurting or, like, getting hurt, but for the most part, people are just stealing or breaking property, vandalism.
It's scary watching the clips of, like, I get all the people breaking into Amazon stores and all that, but then when the owners go outside and try and talk to the people that are threatening to break into the stores, I literally saw an owner from a store just get jumped by a bunch of black dudes trying to break into the store just because they wanted the stuff that was inside. Huge crowd, didn't even give a shit, just started going to the store and stealing everything. I would have checked the dude, bro.
Yeah, you watch the videos of the police, like, shooting people on their porch with rubber bullets and...
Yes.
Yeah, and all that shit, too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like...
I mean, curfew. I get it. Trying to get the city under control again.
No, that's bullshit. That's total bullshit. That's Nazi shit. Those people weren't even protesting, and they were getting shot at with rubber bullets.
Nah, it got real ridiculous with I get it. There's some of the stuff they're doing now and some of the stuff they were doing to try and calm down the riots. It's kind of just provoking.
Yeah,
like it wasn't smart.
There was people who were going into, which is known tactics. There's people dressed up in Antifa gear who are clearly police because they're not saying Black Lives Matter or anything. They're just breaking shit and then leaving. They're getting recorded. And then there's people like, are you a cop? Say that, who are you? Blah, 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 blah. And they're just not responding. They're walking away after getting fucking called out. It's like, it's madness. But, yeah, I'm not worried about riot ribs. That's not the issue. All right. So, we ready to talk about this fool?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about this fool. All right.
So which
David
one
Menzies
is the
for
fool?
Rebel News here?
You. I thought you. That was you fell for it. That was the joke.
In Toronto, well, folks, before I get to our
David
update on the
Menzies.
food bender saga, if you can, please visit journalistdefensefund.com And if you're
Oh
able
my
to, make a
God.
donation, but violent sometimes.
Yeah,
And often
don't
we
worry,
need
they gotta
bodyguards
pay
in
their
order to protect the
bodyguards.
safety of our reporters and cameramen. In any event,
haven't
I am
seen them get
here
attacks.
to
I've seen
deliver
them get
an update on the
followed
Food
and yelled
Benders
at.
restaurant.
That was about
As
it.
you recall,
Maybe I
this
did
is
see a
the
punch
eatery
actually
where
one time.
a heaping helping of hatred is served up daily. The owner, Kimberly Hawkins, she's anti-Israel, she's anti-Semitic, she's anti-police, she's anti-police wives and children even. And she's brought considerable amount of scorn upon her for her hatefulness. So what am I doing here in front of Sufi's restaurant as opposed to Food Benders? Well, if you can believe it, folks, to paraphrase that old saying, birds of a filthy feather, they flock together.
So, I still have a really hard time understanding the relation between the two restaurants he's bringing up.
Just because they're both restaurants, is that the only correlation?
Pretty much, and they're both leftists, I believe. Maybe. I don't think the
Well,
one is leftist though. The one girl is
is this?
hates Jewish people.
Yeah, is this one spreading hate though?
This one, well, this is the one where the guy blocks the 80-year-old woman. Here, you'll see.
Because this is the restaurant that is run by the family whose son, Al Sufi, was involved in that odious incident last September. You might recall there was a People's Party of...
Just let
Is this orange shirt?
Yeah, I believe it's orange shirt. Just let the old bitch walk on through. Come on.
Yeah. What are you accomplishing?
You're not fucking convincing her. Alright? Just let her go fucking do it.
Like I said, just blocking people's paths who have nothing to do with your protests. You're just making them not have any empathy for your side.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah,
You're not achieving anything. You're doing the opposite of what you're trying to.
You make yourself look like cunts when you're blocking an 81-year-old woman from, and also censoring people from not allowing people to discuss their beliefs and opinions. I cannot stand that. I don't care how wrong they are. I want to hear it. I want to know so I can make fun of it if it's wrong. So I can pick it apart and see what.
Yeah, it's good to have a solid idea of both sides of an argument.
Yeah.
Like, know what they're about, the basis of them.
Like,
and if you're
just
protesting
ignorant
something
and
you
pretend
don't
like-
even know what it's about, then
pretend
you
like
shouldn't be there.
even to pretend like even bad people or stupid people never have a good point ever is just ignorant and like totally like especially the people who can get to the level of giving speeches in universities and such. Maybe there's something to say that's worth at least, if not listening to, picking apart, making fun of, and saying, okay, at least bolstering your own beliefs. But
even if they have something you might not agree in, they might have came from a place within reason.
And you can at least, if you listen to that, you can understand their logic and try to bring them back to your side and kind of.
Yeah, use their logic with them.
Yeah.
Try and help them, basically. Or show them your side.
Yeah.
May not be a help. They may just stay on your side.
But doing this just makes you seem like fascist. It's like, no, you don't you can't speak, you can't be listened to, you're being censored. I can't stand it. I can't support it. I will not. You might recall Fabulous Food Benders Toronto, unofficial cafe for Antifa rank. Okay, so it was a cafe for Antifa, and then this guy is a member of Antifa. But he doesn't own the restaurant. It's his parents who own the restaurant, and they're going around bad-mouthing this restaurant like he has major, like he probably would have owned it if he wanted to. But I mean, like, it's not his restaurant yet. He's the son of the owner. It says it.
Canada rally at Mohawk College in Hamilton. And Al Sufi, well, he got in the way of 81-year-old Dorothy Martson, preventing her from going into the rally, actually calling her a Nazi and a racist. It was a despicable act of bullying. Of course.
All right. She's 81. Yeah, probably. Honestly, like, I'll give you that. She's probably racist. I doubt she's a Nazi, but maybe. But she's probably racist. She's 81. Yeah. And you're not going to convince her otherwise. You're just, like, accosting an old woman Like, it's not, like, as much as you might disagree with it, like, and I disagree with it, it's not illegal to be racist. And if she wants to go listen to a racist, she has that right. Like, it's just... I know you don't want people spreading that and convincing people, but...
Actually, spreading stuff like that is illegal in Canada, not the States.
Okay.
Because we have freedom of expression here, not speech. Therefore, if you say something that can offend people based on different things, you can get in trouble for it.
Yeah, I know, and I think it's total bullshit.
And in the States, you can write a thing that says "fuck N-words" and it's free speech.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
it's tough both ways.
I think freedom of expression is bullshit for the most part. I think it's not true.
I don't have a problem with it because people think it's a lot worse than it is.
I mean,
People think, oh, you don't have freedom of speech, then you can't say what you want. You know, you can't express yourself. But you kind of can, and people do it all the time. But
yeah.
like, it's very rare do you actually see cases where people get in trouble for saying something
Yeah.
like stupid. But even the States doesn't have full freedom of speech, despite what they think. If they threaten to harm someone in any way or anything like that, say they're going to go to school with a firearm, they will get in trouble.
Oh yeah, there's
So,
always levels to it. But
yeah.
I don't know. I think sometimes.
I think there should be. I think there should all be some restrictions in what people can say.
Yeah.
Personally,
I think people will say what they want for the most part. I understand threats and stuff if they're legitimate, but
I don't think anything because some things can like cause harm, not physically, but saying some things is just inappropriate in all contexts.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't think people should get in trouble for hurting people's feelings, personally. I don't know. But everybody has their own opinion on that. We'll finish this.
When there was some blowback given to the family restaurant here, the way the media party framed the story was, look at these poor Syrian refugees getting bullied by right-wing extremists. It was just despicable because lost in the narrative was the terrible actions of their son, who, by the way, got charged with 2 counts of intimidation, theft under $5,000.
Yeah, that's all true. But still, to demonize the restaurant and to just, like, make them out to be the villains, like, it was the kid. You're just basically making this business go out of business, which the economy was probably going to do either way. But, yeah. Obviously, I can't support that kid, but I don't support villainizing the parents of the kid's restaurant. Like, that's just ridiculous. Well, yeah, just, when I pulled that story, I wanted to have another one from, a different news outlet just to make sure, but I read it and it was, for the most part, everything was correct. I didn't see anything too different or interesting, really. So, yeah. But if you're a football fan, or even if you're not a football fan, sources are saying CFL is discussing a $30 million interest free loan with the federal government. Because they need it. Their ratings are, they do whatever. They can keep going every year, but they need to basically have a season every year. And with this, the restrictions, they might not be able to. And they're not going to probably keep afloat without it. And if they don't get that, they're going to go out of business. But if we give that, we're going to be more in debt for no reason. Like, Canadians who do like football don't watch CFL for the most part. Like, they do, but for the most part.
If I were to watch football, it would be the NFL.
Yeah. I
feel like that's just the go-to.
Everybody I know, even the people who watch CFL, they definitely watch NFL.
Personally, I don't really watch the NHL, but I definitely wouldn't be watching the CHL or OHL
Yeah.
if I were to watch hockey.
Like, you can like them, and I'm not saying it was a bad product or anything, but right now we're about, like, $1 trillion, like, a lot of money in debt, and we don't need to be spending another $30 million for football that Canadians don't even really care about for the most part. I don't think even, Like, I don't think even American football, the NFL, is super popular up here. I would have to check that. I know it still is, but for the most part, I don't
I'm
think.
sure it's more popular than CFL,
Yeah.
even in our country.
Oh, yeah. 100%. But hopefully they don't get the $30 million. I don't want to see them go out of business. I do like them. I do want them to keep afloat, but I don't think we can like, for football, $30 million out of the government's paycheck, or not paycheck, wallet. It's like, we need to be keeping that right now. I know too many people who are getting this, like, the unemployment, who, like, could be working much better right now and are just not because they're getting that check. And it's like, we need to keep some money. Don't throw it all away. Like, I know this one guy who works for a fast food place who's, like, been able to work for months now, and he's just like, I just want 3 shifts because if I work more than that, I'll have to stop getting my checks. And it's like, wow, okay. He makes more from not working than, showing up. So he just does that. It's just, that is not what we need to be doing right now. And I have family members who are on, like, disability and welfare and would have been doing fine no matter what, and they also got unemployment just because everybody was filing for it. And it's like, there needs to be much more restricted, like, there needs to be much stricter guidelines when it comes to this, because there's, like, I know so many people just in this town who are taking advantage of it and just not working, and that's what's going to screw the economy. I think we need aid. People need aid, but to the level it's being thrown out to people who don't need it, it's pretty ridiculous. From what I've, just in my community, from what I've seen a lot. And I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, welfare, blah, 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 which I don't love welfare, but I know a lot of people who, like, hate taxes, hate any, like, form of...
I agree with using OW as like a stepping stone. I don't agree with it as like people cheaping the system out, you know?
Yeah.
When you're on OW, you're supposed to be job searching.
Exactly.
Or in school.
Yeah.
That's like the only things. You
Yeah.
have to be applying for job, looking, actively searching for a job, so you will no longer be on OW.
Yeah.
Some people have a lot of ways, and it's harder now than it was before. But there's a lot of people that cheat the system out and basically hand out resumes to places they know they won't get hired to.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping, I'm hoping desperately that we don't give this money to the CFL, because I think we need it for other shit. Personally, I think we still need it for a lot of other things, like infrastructure. Maybe so our children in Winnipeg aren't falling in manholes and such.
That's a fair point you make.
Things like that, you know?
Yes.
Oh, hot dog. Oh, that's not even the right one. I got all my slides messed up. Well, yeah. We go into world news. And we're going to talk about Pelosi. Wonderful Pelosi. The coronavirus stimulus price tag she's willing to settle for is $3.4 trillion, which means if she doesn't get that, we're probably not getting it. Which we'll see. I mean, we're not getting it either way. This is for U.S.
Yeah, that's
a
question. Yeah, when you said it.
Yeah. Don't worry. I know where I live. Don't worry. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Tuesday that she still wants a sweeping stimulus deal this week, but she made it clear she is not budging on the price tag put forward by House Democrats, reflecting how far apart the two sides are despite days of talks. Asked if she has an idea on the price tag she's willing to settle for, Pelosi told CNN bluntly, yeah, $3.4 trillion. The price tag has been rejected by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who last week put forward the Senate GOP plan that would cost roughly $1 trillion, and has attacked House Democrats' $3 trillion plus bill that passed their chamber more than 2 months ago. And even some centrist House and Senate Democrats are squeamish about backing such an eye-popping price tag proposed by the Speaker. Okay, you motherfuckers gave like $5 trillion to the corporations. You can give 3 to the people, the workers, who keep those corporations afloat. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. They pumped so much liquidity into all these major corporations that probably would have done fine. They definitely wouldn't have gone out of business. They could have survived without it. So why did they get a huge a big old welfare check from the government? But when they get it, it's liquidity. But when the workers get it, oh, they're getting food stamps or whatever it is, however you want to call it. Like, this pisses me right off. But I don't think they're gonna get the 3.4 trillion. They're probably just gonna get the 1 trillion, because I don't believe Pelosi for the most part in almost anything she says. Pelosi, when asked if it's really feasible to get a deal this week, given how far apart the two sides are Tuesday, at some point you just have to freeze the design. Pelosi's comments come as anxiety is growing in the Senate GOP conference that the administration might sign onto a deal that lacks the support of many Senate Republicans. While McConnell is getting briefed regularly on the talks, he has chosen not to join the closed-door discussion, saying President Donald Trump is the only person who can sign the legislation into the law, so the White House should take the lead. Also, there's going to be the biggest housing crisis ever. Like, I need to see the numbers again. Maybe you can look them up. But, like, the amount of people that are going to be up for eviction next month is, like, staggering, astounding. Millions and millions and millions of people are going to be homeless, possibly. And they are not willing to fund the people. They don't care. 1 trillion. It's absolutely disgusting. This article goes on, but I don't think we really need to dive too much more into it, really, as, like, it's basically just them are arguing back and forth about 1 trillion, 3.4 trillion, and it's probably not going to happen. Meanwhile, Pepsi and whatever, Amazon, whatever, Microsoft got like $5 trillion. They all got millions and millions of dollars, and they'll be fine. But people, so far, have only gotten one check months ago. They're still waiting. Disgusting. Let's move on. You people gotta leave Clorox alone. There is a huge shortage now. We'll look at it. Is expected to last into 2021. So, Clorox, the world's biggest maker of disinfectant cleaning materials, said consumers will continue to see a shortage of its wipes and other products into 2021 because of overwhelming demand during the pandemic. While all kinds of disinfectant products have been flying off the store shelves since March, wipes have been especially high demand with consumers. Clorox, which dominates the 1 billion disinfectant wipes market with a 45% market share, said it has aggressively ramped up production for its cleaning products, but it still won't be enough. Given the fact that the cold and flu sits in the middle of the year and that we expect the pandemic to be with us for the entirety of the year, it will take the full year to get up to the supply levels that we need to be at. Clorox president and CEO-elect Linda Rendell said Monday in a call with an analyst to discuss the company's earnings. Separately, Clorox's outgoing CEO, Benno Dorer, told Reuters that Clorox's wipes specifically will be in short supply until next year. So goddamn.
Yeah.
I have and I know this too because every time I go to the store, there's none. I haven't been able to get it for months.
People need to stop buying more than they need. If everyone just buy what they need when they need it, it'll be fine. But people are a little too overboard.
Every time I go, it's been out for months, pretty much. It's like crazy.
Sound like the toilet paper earlier this year, huh?
Yeah, I know. That was totally stupid though. The toilet paper wasn't gonna run out. People were acting like it was a nuclear holocaust. Like it was not that. But oh well. Let us move on.
Hurricane time.
Well, guess what we're gonna do? We'll see. We'll see where he is, cause Trump right now. I don't know. I'm just checking something. It said to. Well, it says it's watch live, and then it brings me to that. Ridiculous. Whatever. We'll continue with the show. We're not going to watch live. Trump currently live is addressing his coronavirus response, and that chicken looks good. But besides the Popeyes, ooh, hot honey chicken. Sorry, gotta change that. Yeah, Trump to offer update on U.S. coronavirus response. We'll see how that goes. It's not working though, so we'll just stick with the hurricane. Hurricane Isaias makes landfall in North Carolina as shops and beaches close. I'm pretty sure there's already been 2 deaths found, or not found, but like reported.
Reported, dude.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many more since have been reported, if any at all, but it's begun. It's now hurricane season, or it already was for a bit, but here they are. That's what we needed, was now hurricanes. It made landfall in North Carolina late Monday evening. The National Weather Service, NWS confirmed. In a tweet just after 11 p.m., the NWS said Isaias made landfall in southern North Carolina, Ocean Isle Beach, with maximum sustained winds of 140 kilometers. Isn't that got to be a pain in the ass to live in a place where it's like north or south? I live in southern North Carolina. It just doesn't sound right. It sounds dumb.
Yeah, the directional named places.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Like there's Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina.
It's just stupid. The U.S. National Hurricane Center warned Oceanside home dwellers to brace for storm.
We believe that.
Yeah. Storm to surge up to 1.5 meters and up to 20 centimeters of rain in spots as Isaias moved up the coast. The Carolinas weren't the only states at risk. Well, I got family in the Carolinas, so watch out. I'm not too worried, though. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah, they're probably used to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Carolina gets it often. Like, maybe somewhat, but I didn't think that was a state that often got hurricanes. But oh well. So yeah, watch out if you're in this area. There's a hurricane. I don't see the level of the severity. Center warned possible tornadoes in North Carolina on Monday. Even here up in Canada, Ontario, we're getting tornado warnings. Not hurricane, but we're getting tornado. I almost said hurricane. That's why my brain just like stopped. It's like, don't say that. But yeah, we're getting tornado warnings. Pretty weird. We don't get that often. Every once in a while we get a tornado warning, but yeah.
Years apart.
Yeah. Isaias killed 2 people in the Caribbean and roughed up the Bahamas, but remained at sea as it brushed past Florida over the weekend, providing some welcome relief to emergency managers who had to accommodate mask-wearing evacuees in storm shelters. The center of Isaias remained well offshore as it passed Georgia's coast on Monday. U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday described Isaias as very serious.
Oh, what a great adjective.
And now Florida. Yeah, Florida is the one that gets it the most, I think. They're bracing for another.
Tornado Alley, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean, I'm probably completely wrong.
Yeah, so
I know the tropical. They got a lot of tropical storms.
So it's weakening down, but it's gonna strengthen back up right before it hits Florida. So bunker down or move out or do whatever you're doing. See, I like the coastal cities, but I would not want to live around that area just because of how often you'd have to like find your shit at the bottom of a river. Like, it's always getting hurricaned over there. I'm not into it. Louisiana and all that. Just no. But yeah. So far only 2 deaths reported. Hopefully it stays that way. But if it becomes a major hurricane, I'm sure we'll cover it. Oh, this wasn't even a story. That was because of that. All right, we're gonna cover some crazy shit.
Yes.
Yes, this happened. This was happening.
That's what I was
live.
excited for.
Yeah, we're going. Like we've been watching the death toll go up and up as we've been going throughout the show. At the beginning, when I first pulled the story, there was only 10 deaths. I was pulling more stories, 25 deaths. I don't know where we're at right now, but I'm sure it's more than 25. There was like 1,200 injured. So we'll see. Massive explosion rocks Beirut, causing injuries and widespread damage. Updated at 1:54 p.m. Eastern Time, a huge explosion rocked Beirut Tuesday, shattering windows and damaging buildings across a wide swath of the city. The blast sent a huge mushroom cloud into the sky, seemingly emanating from a spot where a fire had been burning. The dramatic explosion was caught on numerous videos by people who had been filming a fire that was burning at an industrial port in Lebanon's capital. The extent of the casualties caused by the blast wasn't immediately clear. The Lebanese Red Cross says it is receiving thousands of calls on its emergency line and is imploring people to use the line only for critical and severe cases. So, yeah, we'll cover that.
Let's watch the video.
Let us watch.
It's time for the video.
Alright. Let's turn it down a little bit. It is a big ass
That is quite loud.
Yeah. Don't worry. That was the cockpit.
Wow. I would not want to be in that person's position.
I'm just gonna turn. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna turn this off. Turn the audio off, and we'll watch it again. It's absolute devastation. I guess it was from a fire.
Was that a water afterwards? Is that water?
No,
what was
I believe
that?
It's just like it's just like fabric that they dove into. They just like, but yeah, like huge explosion, terrifying. Yeah, they just like it's like a shirt or something. But yeah, devastating, absolutely devastating. Early reports suggest the explosion was triggered by a fire at a large fireworks warehouse. Some of the video recordings show what looked to be flashes of smaller explosions before the larger blast, which generated an enormous shockwave.
Yep.
Images from the scene show entire blocks of buildings were wrecked along the port, their structural supports crumpled by the blast. Numerous fires were started, sending black smoke into the sky. The damage is so severe, according to LBCI Lebanon News, the military bulldozers had to clear roadways for firefighters and ambulances to reach the devastated area in the port.
Damn.
This is the port. Yeah, just.
Let's just put it out there that fireworks warehouses should definitely be nowhere near anything else.
Yeah, they should be like,
residential or industrial. It should just be gone out of.
It should be in the middle of deserts, clearly.
Yeah,
like, they should be
near nothing else.
Which you're in Lebanon, so I'm sure there's deserts. They didn't need to have it in the middle of a city. Oh my god. I'm not gonna victim shame. Lame. Whichever. Residents in the city's upmarket Christian majority neighborhood Gemai told NPR almost every building looked damaged by the explosion. I mean, let's be real, actually. I haven't really thought about this, but I guess I definitely should have. This is the middle of the Middle East,
Yes.
Very volatile area. This could have been an act of terrorism. If it's a fireworks building, it leads me to believe it was an accident. But there's always the possibility it could have been an act of terrorism. But if nobody's taking like credit for it, I wouldn't believe so. So, not gonna go down that route until I see something saying that. But yeah, definitely a very volatile area that could have led to that, and probably just some idiot led to a huge tragedy though, which is very unfortunate. Photos from the aftermath show paramedics and emergency crews tending to people with a range of injuries, including many who were cut by flying glass.
That shockwave would have destroyed windows for a long while.
Oh yeah, they would have destroyed. Yeah, look at this. No.
Any glass, not even just in the small vicinity, a very far path from there. The glass would have been just gone like that.
Absolutely, just
Like that mall or whatever that is, didn't even have to be near it. The pier.
yeah.
Like,
No.
yeah.
I'm surprised that glass is even. That's probably like glass, like plastic or acrylic or something. Like there's the only thing.
Like plexiglass.
Yeah, the only thing still up is like plastic. Like it's not real glass. Lebanon's state news agency NNA says the explosion followed a fire at Beirut's port. It adds that the explosions reverberated in the capital and the suburbs and left behind great damages to the surrounding buildings and a considerable number of wounded. Evacuations are underway in the area, the agency added. Can you look up like a live number of how many are dead from that? Because so far last
Can't
night,
you refresh?
it's not giving me a number at all on this page. It never did. I saw on a different news source the number. I believe it was like CNN or Fox or something like that. But they had a live update. Meanwhile, Mississippi on track to become #1 state for new coronavirus cases per capita. Yeah, so there was already like
It's killed at least 70 people so far. Update at 5:30 p.m.
Yeah, alright, so yeah. Last time I checked it was 25, so big. It's going up. It's probably gonna be a lot.
This is 5:30 Eastern time, so
yeah.
very
Plus
less than half
people
hour
who are
ago.
gonna succumb to their injuries. Yeah, it's probably gonna be pretty bad. We'll keep updated on that if any of our other, for as long as we're on, which it won't be.
9 minutes ago, at least 63 people were killed and 3,000 injured.
Yeah, so just 9 minutes ago, 63 were found. So that's like, yeah, not good. We'll keep you updated as the show progresses. We'll keep an eye on that. Mississippi on track to become #1 state for new coronavirus cases per capita. I know I just read that, but what the hell, Mississippi? I know you're pretty much just Alabama, but bigger. But actually, I don't know if Mississippi is bigger, but Alabama just seems like Mississippi's little brother. To me, anyway, as a Canadian, personally, nobody cares about Alabama. I don't know why I'm talking.
Yeah, you might as well just stop on your head.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking so much shit about Alabama, but clearly I have a thing about Alabama. Mississippi, on track to be #1 because it's just a shock because of how many other states are in contention for that title, and the fact that Mississippi really isn't that big a state compared to some of the other states. Like, do a quick check on my phone to make sure I'm not talking on my ass. But the fact that, like, Florida gets 5,000 cases every day, and this can still be per capita possibly the worst for new coronavirus cases is just appalling. But what do you expect from the South, right? It's all southern states. Like, I don't mean to be elitist about it, but it is. It's all these southern states that have these huge, giant numbers. I'm sure New York does too.
Well, isn't it the Southerns that are really heavy about the Constitution and freedom?
Yeah, and Confederation.
I feel like that's very Southern, so
Yeah.
nothing personal. But
Yeah, definitely. I would say it's known for that, but yeah, Mississippi's not that big a state compared to like any of the other ones that I would say have it bad. So just sad, just very sad. It's easy for them to have a lot though. So yeah, this also is gonna be kind of the type of shit. Why? Found this on Twitter. First day of school in Paulding County, Georgia. This is what the fuck it looks like. This is the social distancing in Georgia.
man, if they were, like, even if every single person that was forced to wear a mask, this is still not good.
Like, how many kids are wearing masks and just not
I
ready?
see it's like 3 on the left.
Yeah, and the rest are just not.
None of the people in our face are wearing masks.
I see one person who might be, but he's wearing it around his chin, I think.
There's one on the far right over there in red shirt, black mask against the wall.
Yeah, that's it. The rest are all just like, eh.
And a few people past them. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, even if mask was completely mandated as like mandatory in those schools, that's still not good. Like it's going to be spread.
Yeah.
Social distancing is like the primary measure of protecting against it.
It's really not complicated, and like the fact they're just like, I know the cases for children haven't been as bad as adults, but there has been cases where they've died, and even if they aren't, they're all gonna get it and spread it to everybody.
Yeah, they're gonna spread to their parents when the parents get home from work. The parents are then going to go to work. It's credit whatever work they have.
Unless they started to attach dorm rooms to these schools, I don't think they're gonna be ready to spread it to every.
Yeah, it's ridiculous to think we can open schools again with situations like that because the kids' severity isn't high. Like that has nothing to do with anything.
I saw another story recently where I didn't pull it because I didn't think we'd have time to talk about it, but it's just a kid who lost both his parents in the same week to COVID. Like, and I'm sure he probably got it too. I didn't read the full story, but his mom got it and his dad got it, and they both died.
How old was the child?
He was a teenager. So.
Well, the likelihood is he probably got it first and then spread it to them.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be my guess.
What's going to happen to a lot of these kids? And
that's why I don't like these situations.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any kid at all would want to be the cause.
Yeah, of their own.
The unchoiceful cause of their parents' death.
Yeah. They didn't.
Just because schools and the government is refusing to put in extra preventative measures.
Well, you know what? If the parents are forcing the kids to go to school, I can't feel like they gotta let it go at some point because they were forced to go by their parents. If their parents were worried, like if I was a parent and I saw this shit and I sent my kids to school, I would not be sending them back to school after this. I'd be like, no.
No, my kids wouldn't be going to school during it.
You're gonna kill me. You're going to kill me. I'm not.
They can go do that online schooling stuff. None of their shit.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Exactly. Dwayne Johnson is now part owner of the XFL. Oh my god. Anybody who was watching the XFL last season, well this season I guess, probably could tell it was actually a lot better than a lot of the naysayers were thinking it was going to be. I was concerned about the quality it was going to be, but it was actually really good for the level and production quality and the new ideas too that they brought to the game was actually really interesting. But as with everything, COVID happened and they went bankrupt because they were not prepared for a pretty much world halting pandemic, which, hey, can you really blame them? I couldn't. But as he comes to the rescue in so many movies, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came to the XFL's rescue and bought it with his wife, Danny Garcia, and Redbird Studios, I believe it is. Yeah, but Redbird Capital, not Studios, for $15 million. He bought it for $15 million. Yeah, so great news for sports if you're into spring football. It's just also, I don't think, does Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson own anything else? I mean businesses or media, shows or anything. I know he makes movies. Sure. I know he produces movies, but I think that's about it. So it's all, this was one of the last names I actually expected because I didn't think he was ever, a CEO. No, he's not going to be the CEO, I'm sure, but just that type of guy where he just runs businesses or owns businesses. He's just dumb money, I'm sure, for the most part, but just didn't see that ever being something he planned on doing. Maybe I know him and Vince obviously know each other. I'm sure they might have talked, and maybe Vince convinced him, but yeah, just interesting. Definitely not what I expected. But hey, it lives on. We can at least be happy about that. This will be the last news story before we get into cyber psychos. So, just like...
What do we got?
Politico
Oh, yes.
issued an apology for reporting that presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden had chosen Senator Kamala Harris to be his running mate, with the publication saying it regrets, quote, the error and any confusion that it caused. Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris to be his running mate for the 2020 election on August 1st,
Yeah, so
2 weeks before the
they
Democratic
made a
National
very
Convention, after
specific
keeping
mistake.
his choice close to his chest for months,
Very
Politico
specific.
wrote in the now-deleted report. It continues, quote, in his announcement, Biden called Harris a worthy opponent and a worthy running mate, alluding to the pair's rivalry during the earlier stages of the Democratic primary. She will...
So, what I'm really interested in is how the fuck did they accidentally write a quote?
Huh.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't. They weren't supposed to run that story. Kamala Harris is 100% going to be the vice president. And it's just more puppetry. It's more behind the scenes bullshit and games from the fucking elite to mess with us. Not mess with us. This was an accident, but it's like... It's already planned. They know what they're doing. They know what they want. They're just waiting. Like, we'll look at the article real quick. Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris to become his running mate for the 2020 election on August 1st, 2 weeks before the Democratic National Convention, after keeping his choice close to the chest for months. This was revealed 4 days before August 1st. In his announcement, Biden called Harris a worthy opponent and a worthy running mate, alluding to the pair's rivalry during the earlier stages of the Whoa, holy shit, I can't say Democratic primary. She will bring her experience as a prosecutor, household name recognition, and skill as a debater to the ticket. Yeah, so Kamala was the one who licked enough ass to get on the ticket with him. It wasn't Pete Buttigieg. But everybody knew it was going to be Kamala, who knew about the situation. He said he was going to get a black female vice president because that's what really matters, is that she's black and female. Doesn't matter whatever she's actually saying. She can be all for the criminalization of weed, even though that's not what she's for now. I know that. Don't come at me. I know. But she can flip-flop on it as much as she fucking wants. And she can put so many people in jail who probably didn't do it. Like, her, we're not going to get into her stunt as an attorney or any of that, but yeah, just, whoa, I didn't even touch my, whoa, I didn't even touch nothing. My mouse was all the way over there. The hell? Weird. Anyway, yeah, so... Just they slipped up and showed that, you know, they are playing a game, which, you know, it wasn't really that subtle. It wasn't hard to hide, but yeah, you know, maybe the day when all the people who drop out the same day so everybody supports Joe Biden, yeah, maybe they have a strategy to get Joe Biden there. I mean, obviously they have a strategy, but maybe they have kind of like a dirty strategy is more what I'm saying. You know, and I don't care about Bernie. I really don't, especially with the way he's been supporting Biden and the way he's been acting. Is like, I can't stand by him. Like, I can't. He failed us. He needed to go after Biden. He can't try to do the whole unity thing. It wasn't going to work. It's not going to work. Obviously, and the best part is, it doesn't matter who is running now. Anybody. It doesn't matter if it was Kamala, Biden, Bernie. Trump is not going to win because of the way he's been handling COVID and because of the way he's been handling the race riots and everything. He's not going to win. So it doesn't matter if it was Bernie or Biden. So Bernie definitely should have put up way more of a fight than he did. And because of that, we're fucked with Biden, this guy with dementia, who doesn't know where he is, who has this whole team behind him, who's making all of his decisions for him for the most part, and making these just virtue signaling bullshit. Like, oh, we're going to get a black female, but she has no moral fiber. She has moral fiber. She's not evil. I mean, maybe. I don't know her, but, like, I can't say that. Yeah, let's just move on. I'm not going to keep getting into this because I'm getting pissed off, and we got to go into crazy people, right? So.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I know you don't know much about Kamala Harris, so I don't want to. I've just been ranting.
Yeah, I don't have much comment.
Yeah, so I can't really bump off you. So we'll go into. I'll stop my rants on Kamala Harris, but boo, bad choice. The whole situation is bad. Yeah, I was just saying I can't support Bernie. I can't support Biden. I can't support Kamala. Like it's over. I can't support anybody. I would have, you know who I would have supported? Jesse Ventura if he was running, but can't. So, oh well. He was talking about it though. He was.
Kanye's running for president.
What were you saying?
I said Kanye's running. Why don't you go vote for
Oh yeah.
top choice?
It honestly is, man. That's how bad it is. That it's not a tough choice for the reason you think.
Dude, he's a flat earther. No, thank you.
Is he? No, Kanye is not a flat earther.
I heard he's a flat earther.
No, that's B.O.B.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people that are.
No, I don't think Kanye is a flat earther. He's bipolar. He is crazy.
Oh, he's definitely not meant to say that.
No, yeah, he is bipolar. I have people who are bipolar. I can see it. But I have someone who acts like exactly the way he acts. It's like crazy, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about him being a flat earther. I love Kanye though. He's great. He's great. Everybody loves Kanye. Come on. You love Kanye?
No.
Do you don't love Kanye?
No, he's just a joke, honestly.
Wow. All right. Fuck you. Anyway.
I mean, he is.
He's an icon, but he's a genius. He thinks he is anyway, and I love
Yeah,
him.
no, he's 100% full of himself.
Yeah.
Completely. He'll never have to eat another thing for fucking years.
Yeah.
He's that full of himself.
Yeah, he is. It's pretty beautiful. It's pretty,
It's honestly, like...
It's comical. It's hilarious, bud. I think it's so funny, with some of the shit that comes out.
I respect how he's able to be that full of himself.
Right?
I respect that. I don't know how he achieved those levels.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
So, we have a nice story here. Oh, that's low res as hell. Wow. We'll keep it like this, I guess. Yeah, so this guy right here probably, there's these people who lose their jobs for getting caught doing stupid shit. It seems like every week there's somebody who loses their job for being racist or doing something not PC or something. And sometimes they legitimately deserve it. Sometimes I don't think they deserve to lose their job, but they are definitely assholes. This guy, I don't think is getting in enough shit, and he's only been this came out today. This came out at 4 a.m. in the morning today, and so far he's already been arrested or given charges, but not been given assault charges. Let's get into it.
That's not today. That's yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, you're right. This was yesterday. I apologize.
Yes.
Whatever. We're recording in post. They don't know when we're recording, Jake. Come on.
Yeah, we're recording August 3rd,
Yeah, we're
even
recording
though
August
one of the other things was August 4th.
Yeah.
So,
You got it. Anyway.
yeah.
But yeah.
The fireworks thing was that was August 4th, but we're recording August 3rd. Trust us, guys.
Yeah,
we're not lying.
He was ID'd. His name's Austin Addison. He works at a friggin' whatever. He doesn't anymore. Actually, he lost his job. Obviously, don't go and harass him because there's already gonna be plenty of people doing it. You don't gotta. But yeah, let's just get angry for a second.
Help for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life. Sir, you are on camera right now.
So.
What a bitch, man.
Yeah. So let's break this down bit by bit. It's only a 13-second clip, but we can get a lot of here. First of all, just 1 second. I'm gonna move my cloud smoke up. This guy, the way this first frame looks, hilarious. He looks hilarious, but he's a victim, so we're not gonna make fun of him. This guy immediately slumped over, pointing at the back because he didn't get his nuggets.
Be a fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff.
She should be in fucking jail for.
Wait, go back real fast.
Where?
Just back. Now watch the guy with the blonde hair. Okay, watch him blow his hair. Okay, do it. Play.
Fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she
I couldn't, man.
You're always paying attention to the minor things. But
It's amazing. He blows his hair. I love it.
It was great. But this guy, friggin',
Sorry.
she should be in jail for robbing and stealing stuff. What did she steal from him? She's making food.
I actually don't know.
Like,
I wasn't there.
I
wish I was there.
I'll write it one more time.
My favorite part's coming
jail
up.
for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life.
Oh shit, she didn't put the nuggets in the bag. She should crucify her.
I agree. It was lynching.
Like what? What?
Dude, he's crazy.
Roid rage, and doesn't even look like he's on roids. He's just like super small dick syndrome. I don't know, like enraged baboon. Look at him. Rewind one more time. Look at him throw everything on in front of him. Like there's just all this shit here.
Jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life. Sir, you are on camera right now.
And then boom, look at this.
Are his glasses gone now?
His glasses are gone.
Did he actually slap him off his face? Oh, I would fucking punch that guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, he slaps his glasses off his face, but look at. Don't watch him. Watch what he does after he slaps him.
Sir, you are on camera right now.
Backs up, run away. Run away, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Be in fucking jail for...
What a pussy. Never seen a pussy quite like that.
Why'd you hit it with glass?
Yeah. He got
That
charged.
pisses me off.
But he got charged with different... I'm trying to find his exact charges.
Did he get assault?
No, he did not get assault. Charged on multiple counts and fired from his job. Austin Addison identified as man who slapped Burger King employee. Yeah, I guess we'll go into this. In Pennsylvania restaurant, as TMZ reported, police have identified the suspect as Austin Addison and charged him with harassment, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief after a video making the rounds on social media showed him screaming in the face of a restaurant employee.
He should have got fucking assault. Or aggravated assault. Not even aggravated. Yeah, it would be aggravated.
He should got some form of assault. He slapped the fucker in the head.
Yeah, it should have been.
Charges against Addison appear to be misdemeanors, though the incident has caused additional difficulties for him. After the clip, a number of internet sleuths set out at identifying the angry restaurant goer and his employer, aided in part by the local police's release of his name. Many found out that he apparently was employed by a nearby harbor freight tool store. There was no further comment from either police or the company, which in the past has expressed support for the employees who have come under attack. This is the second story of violence toward Burger King employees in a matter of hours. As the New York Daily News reported, a Florida man was arrested and charged with murder after allegedly shooting to death an employee during a dispute over a long drive-through line. Holy shit.
What?
That's what we should have fucking covered. That guy just got a slap in the face. Did you not hear me? The other Burger King crime that happened a couple hours around the same time was in Florida. Someone got shot because the drive-through line was too long. A Burger King employee.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's like, goddamn, I'm not going to Burger King. He'll get messed up at these Burger Kings. But yeah, so... Yeah, I don't recommend harassing him, but I also don't care. Do what you want. A man charged with shooting at an employee after being asked to wear a mask in a Pennsylvania cigar shop, police say. So, we'll cover that. I know you have a strong opinion on the whole wear a fucking mask thing, so, you know. How do you feel about the guy who shot at the cigar shop people for wearing a mask?
Honestly, if you're gonna go in a private business and they ask you to wear a mask, they have every right to do so.
Yeah.
So do it or don't shop there. It's that simple. Yeah. Why are you pulling a weapon on them? Are you seriously crazy, man? There's nothing else to say besides the dude's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's get after it.
Simple story for this.
Cases are still going up. This virus has enormous capabilities.
The federal government's quiet on too much.
Black lives do matter.
Too many people are getting the infection.
Do matter. Fuck you, Chris Cuomo. You suck. You're like. I'm not gonna get into
shooting
I'm not
outside
gonna
a
start with
cigar
Cuomo. I'm
store.
not gonna start.
And the surveillance shows the suspect walking to his truck after refusing to put on a mask in the store. Police say an employee followed him out because he allegedly took 2 cigars, and that's when police say the guy allegedly pulled out a gun and started shooting. Nobody was injured, at least. And the suspect got away. Next day, the man got into a shootout with officers, say the authority.
You just tell the police and you don't let them ever, like, in again. You don't follow people when they fucking shoplift. Like, that's a pretty known rule for most people who work at places like this. Like, you don't follow the people who shoplift. You report them or whatever, but you don't go and try to, you don't fuck them up. You gotta be
at least not in the States.
No, yeah. You gotta be professional.
Well, police say that they were trying to arrest him when he opened fire. He was shot in the leg before taken into custody.
So
and his
he opened
attorney
fire
says
on the
he's not
police,
been handling
too.
the pandemic well.
Yeah.
I know through his father that he had lost his job during the pandemic, as a lot of folks have. I know that there was a custody battle and he lost custody of his child.
Oh, God.
And he was
oh, no. I just feel so bad for this balding twat. Yeah. So, he's a dumbass who lost his wife and child because he's a dumbass, and has lost his father because life sucks and he's a dumbass. So, I don't care about Adam Michael Zerbowski, and I'm glad he got arrested. I'm just also shocked that he didn't. He's also a bad aim. I'm shocked he didn't actually hurt anybody. So, and I'm very glad for that because he shot at police officers and the employee too, twice. So, yeah, good thing he's so shit. Sorry.
Nah. I mean, at least we understand that he's been locked up.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah.
It's good that he's no longer a danger to society. He's locked up.
Yeah, he's not gonna get out. I mean, maybe he'll get out eventually, but he's not gonna get off. There's like video of him shooting at people. He's gonna get arrested.
Yeah. And he even shot at police. Like, he had no care in the world for human life. So, might as well.
Pretty much. All right.
If you show lack of empathy for, like, other human lives and all that like that, then you deserve to be locked up.
Yeah.
You're just dangerous.
Only fair.
Now,
let us begin with our pastor Dana Coverstone shares his prophetic dreams about the COVID-19 that he had around December. Yeah, so we're gonna cover this crazy fucker who's saying he knew all this shit was gonna happen, and he says that he knows what's gonna happen. So we're gonna see. We'll get to all find out, and if it's true, we're gonna join the cult of Coverstone and follow his whim because he's clearly a prophet because he knew everything was gonna happen.
Yeah, if only he said it before it all happened.
Yeah, he knew it was all gonna happen before. He did only post this video July 9th, but he had the dreams and near Christmas, so it's okay. All right, let's get into it.
Father, I'm a patriot. I love this country, and I can confirm the first part of what I'm about to tell you because I told some men at a prayer group back in December, second or third week of December. I want to share 3 specific dreams that I've had recently, going back to December. 2 that I've had this week, both Monday and last night, Monday and Tuesday night. Because I believe, number one, they are prophetic.
Yes.
The first one that I had has come explicitly true based on the events of March through June, the month in which we're living. And I do not claim to be a prophet by any means. I understand, though, that some dreams and visions by their nature have a prophetic tendency to them. But I do believe I've seen things, both that have happened, as relevant by the first dream that I had, and some things that I've seen recently. So you can take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. You can pray about it. You can think about it. But I believe that I have a warning for the country, a warning for rural America, a warning for America overall. Here's what happened. Back in December, I woke up. I had a dream, and in that dream, I saw a calendar starting January 2020, and it was being flipped. And I saw January, I saw February, I saw March. And when March came up, the hand held it, and I saw a finger underline the month of March, and then tap it 3 times. So underlined the month of March, tapped it 3 times. So to me, it was emphasis. Something's going to happen in March. And then I saw April.
Yeah, so me and Jake had a kind of a confusing reaction to this. A confused reaction, I mean. Like,
he said he had a couple dreams from like the past 2 days of that week. I'm curious what those are.
Yeah, that's the big ones that I want to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so
that's the stuff that hasn't happened yet. So we're gonna.
Yeah, so then it'll be like I said.
But this is the proof that he had a dream in December. He's just gonna tell us he did, but so obviously he did. He wouldn't lie to us.
But the other thing will be real proof if it comes true.
Yeah, and
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to, or it's going to be a lucky guess.
So he was dreaming, and he just saw a calendar just flipping, just like a video. It wasn't like he saw it through his own eyes, or he was standing by a calendar. A calendar was just flipping, going from month to month, and then a hand stopped on March with 3 lines.
April, May, June. And when June came, the hand underlined June again and tapped it 3 times. Then, in the vision, I saw people marching. I saw protests. I saw people wearing masks. I saw lines going into hospitals. I saw typical medical doctors with needles or syringes. I saw people on ventilators. I saw people who were very, very sick, very, very ill. I saw newspaper headlines trumpeting thousands of people getting sick. I saw ambulances just flying down roads. And then I saw cities on fire. I saw buildings being burned. I saw protesters with masks.
I saw all the stuff that's happening. I saw everything.
Oh, did he fall asleep watching the news? Okay.
Watching what?
The news.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
that's what happened.
Yeah, except he's saying it was in December. I think he just has issue with remembering shit. He's literally just naming everything that's happening. I know.
So he's a pastor with dementia.
Yeah, maybe. And he's saying these are prophetic dreams. It's just like, okay.
Masks. I saw people who had their fists in the air, people who were yelling and screaming, angry just at the world. I saw
Trump sending a drone to Soleimani and killing him. I saw China and the U.S. fucking Cold War growing stronger. I saw everybody not being able to pay their bills and everybody getting evicted. It's like...
courthouses. I saw state houses surrounded. I saw people who were mad at the world. I saw guns, shotguns specifically, put in the air, held like this, and I saw barriers within cities. I told several men in my church about this, and I can confirm who those men were, and they'll confirm that what I'm telling you is what I told them. I saw absolute chaos, and the other thing I saw was
because you're a pastor in a church.
I believe your word about as much as I believe their word, sir. So that's about it. Yeah, that's about as far as I'll go. I'll need some.
Yeah, it's not gonna help.
I'll need you to like, you just saying like these. You need to write it down and have proof, like that it was dated or something. Like, and even then, like, there's no way to prove this. There's no way, unless literally you made a video when you had the dream and posted it, and then it happened. Yes. Otherwise, I'm not gonna believe some guys you got to say it happened. I don't believe you. I don't believe them. Like, it's ridiculous.
Vultures flying over large cities.
Also, when the fuck did Heisenberg go crazy and just stop cooking the meth and start smoking it?
Not just the ones that were burning, but I saw vultures flying over the cities, and I saw smoke rising, and I saw people fearful. I saw people terrified. I saw people inside their homes and looking out the windows, the curtains of their windows, with guns in their hands because there was absolute fear. Then I heard the words, "Brace yourself, brace yourself." So since December, I've been hearing those words, "Brace yourself, brace yourself."
When? In your dreams or in your head when you're walking around? What do you mean? You've been hearing them. What do you mean, sir? What the fuck are you talking about? You've been hearing them.
January, February came. It didn't seem too much. I reminded the men of the dream. And then in March, boom, COVID-19 hit. And things started shutting down. Churches were shut down. Business were shut down. The economy shut down. Then we began to see the protests starting in May in Minneapolis, and all those things began to go on. So where we are at the end of the primary election here in Kentucky. And now there's talk of more shutdowns. I just heard the governor talk about schools opening back up and things of that nature. But the things that I saw in a dream and vision back in December are the same things that I watched in the news almost every day since March through June. All this time I kept hearing, brace yourself, brace yourself. I spend time in prayer. I spend time in the Word. I'm a pastor. And it's not just my job, it's something that I enjoy doing, I love doing, and I'm very interested in the news around the world. I read 40 newspapers a day from all around the world. I keep up with news.
I assume if you're a pastor, you'll want to be a pastor. Like, who the fuck is being forced to be a pastor? Or, like what is he talking? Like,
and I shot some video of myself.
About
just
the world-ending prophecies you're seeing in your head, sir, instead of how much you love your job and why you do your job.
Making sure I can remember. But here's what I saw. I saw a calendar. Start with a calendar.
Told you he's a meth head. Scratching.
And as I was having this, the calendar was up. A white figure appeared, and to me, it was representing God, the Holy Spirit, something pure, something righteous, something true, something holy. Because there was nothing. Nothing sinister about it, nothing evil. But I heard the voice say, part two. And I saw June go up. I saw July, I saw August, and then I saw September. And I saw the finger underneath.
No, that's it.
Huh?
That's who's coming up.
I know.
Yes.
This is the prophecy part 2. The prophecy. Yes. 50% more prophecy.
Like, the words
then we got an ad coming.
Emphasizing it and tapped it 3 times.
So something's coming September.
That was less than 5 seconds, sir. What the fuck?
Something's coming September, bro.
Oh, damn. All right, we're going to have to mark our calendars for whenever this happens in September. It's probably going to be something ridiculously fucking obvious, but let's see.
And then I saw October come up, and then I saw November, and this is when it got real to me in the dream. I think the intensity, according to my Fitbit, when I woke up, my heart rate was about 180.
It's Fitbit.
So that was Monday night. It was also a night that I woke up not feeling very well at all. I was up during the night, not feeling well. But anyway,
not feeling well.
The minute the finger underlined November 3 times, instead of tapping it, I saw a fist ball up and it hit the calendar. And literally, the calendar exploded into the wall. The numbers seemed like they were 3D and they were falling. They were just flying everywhere. And there was a cloud of chaos that started. And then the next thing I saw was I saw armed protesters.
1 second, let me think of it.
I saw fighting in the streets. I saw people pummeling one another. I saw businesses shuttered and shut up. I saw schools closed. I saw schoolrooms with cobwebs hanging in them and like things like papers falling off the wall and posters falling like no one had been in them for.
Is it transitioning really fast between all of these different places? What do you mean? I'm seeing these things like, are they running through this empty schools full of cobwebs, or are you just like getting flashes? Like maybe he's just seeing.
Sounds like flashes.
Yeah, I guess it's just flat. Like he's seeing.
Like little scenes, yeah.
Yeah.
Months. I saw bank buildings with the roofs being taken off. It looked almost like alien abduction because money was just flying through the roof into some type of like a vacuum cleaner. I know it sounds kind of strange, but I was watching wealth just being taken.
Sir, this entire little rant of yours sounds a little strange. That's what I'll say.
Hey,
I saw politicians in back rooms making deals with people, patting people on the back and laughing and smiling and smirking. And I saw monuments. I saw Washington D.C. burning. I saw Washington D.C. blazing. I saw fires everywhere. I saw people being rounded up. I saw.
If we're lucky, maybe.
Chinese and Russian soldiers.
You can't say that.
Just DC. Come on.
You said that after people rounded up.
No, I don't want them rounded up. Just on fire. That's too much.
On the ground. And Russian soldiers were telling the Chinese soldiers to go.
Obviously, I don't actually advocate for anything like that. Just to be clear. But no, it was a joke. Everything on this show, we're gonna get a viewer discretion is advised. It's all for comedy. I'm not seriously advocating for anybody's harm. It was a joke. I said if we're lucky anyway, so it's, yeah.
Go and pick up these people, round up these people, secure this quadrant, secure this area. I saw blue helmets of the UN. I saw military things taking place. I also saw
what? Military things taking place. Okay. What does that mean? Jake, what do you think military things taking place means?
Dictatorship.
Well, that's a governmental thing. Maybe. Oh, you mean like? Oh, maybe.
He controls the military.
Yeah.
You know this.
Oh, no sign.
He's using the military. I mean, he is actually using the military, but that's already happening. So if he's saying like he's already using the private police.
Well, when's the elections?
I believe October or November. I believe November.
Well, he's talking about November. People being rounded up. Washington burning. That's where the White House is. Yeah. So if Trump doesn't leave.
No, he's saying the Russians and the Chinese are also going to have something to do with it, so let's see.
Of President Trump, I saw no sign of leadership in Washington, D.C. But the vultures that I had seen were now like gargoyles, and they were 10 feet off the ground, 10 to 15 feet off the ground. And they were just attacking people mercilessly. I saw people hiding in their homes and garages. I saw churches being burned. I saw homes being burned.
This dream sounds like a 3-hour epic. Like, what the fuck?
I saw absolute chaos. And the fist punch on November of 2020 is what got my attention. And then I heard the words again.
It wasn't the burning buildings or the anything else. It was when the guy punched the calendar that you paid attention.
Brace yourself. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. That has been something that I have heard for almost 7 months now. Starting once we get to July, it's going to be 7 months. And once again,
how have you been hearing it? What do you mean?
I'm not claiming to be a prophet. I'm not proclaiming, just, we'll see what happens through November, and see if I'm right about this. But I know when I hear God's voice. I know what God's voice sounds like to me. I know when he speaks. And I know when I have a dream that I know is him. And the things that I was saying, I don't say this to scare people, but I say this to warn people that there are some pretty sinister things coming down the pike. And not just for the lost, but for God's people as well. The second dream I had last night, and it woke me up. In this dream,
yeah. Here. This is
we just had a yard sale to help fund a team going to Ecuador this next year, and we had a yard sale. And I had asked our secretary to get us some change for that yard sale.
This isn't a
so
prophecy.
In the dream that I'm having,
okay,
I walk to the bank.
I
walk into the bank to get some change, and on the door it says there's no change available. I saw the sign; it registered in my mind, but I walked on in, and the president of the local bank was at the teller station, and she was going to be taking care of business. And I said, I need to get $10 in quarters for a yard sale, and she said, I'm sorry, but the U.S. Mint is no longer making currency. Are making change, like pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, $half. We're not doing that.
Good. Fuck change. Who likes change?
Anymore. I said, well, what do you mean? She said, they
change.
stopped doing it. And I said, well, how are we going to be able to charge $1.50 for anything? And she said, prepare for hyperinflation and just charge $2. And then she said to me in the dream, oh, and by the way, $1 and $5 bills will follow soon after that. And then I heard those words.
Will follow soon after that. Okay, so she's telling.
You want to know the funny thing?
What?
In the United States, you know how we have the loonies here, which are dollar coins and then toonies?
Yeah.
And they have dollar bills, like we used to have, but they have just used dollar bills.
Yeah.
But then we got rid of our pennies, and they still use pennies for some reason.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand
why
we keep pennies. Pennies are useless. And
they really are.
They really are useless. And this guy is saying that the lady in his dream told him, like, that it's gonna happen, like, as if she's talking to him, and she knows that it's a prophecy at this point, at least the way he worded it.
Brace yourself. They've stopped doing it. And I said, well, how are we going to be able to charge $1.50 for anything? And she said, prepare for hyperinflation and just charge $2.
What do you mean? If you're in a dream where you're whatever.
And then she said to me in the dream, oh, and by the way,
prepare for
$1 and $5 bills will follow soon after that. And then I heard those words, brace yourself, brace yourself, brace yourself. And I woke up, I wrote these things down. I've never gone on video and recorded the dreams that I've had. And I hesitate.
I think she just fucked him out of some money in his dream. Prepare for hyperinflation, and just made him pay an extra 50 cents. I think you're just dumb in your own dreams, bud.
Hesitated to not do the one I had back in December. But everything I saw in that dream in December came true between March and June, when in the dream I was showed March through June.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I would be doing anyone a service if I don't share what I saw in these dreams and visions. And I believe that we're going to see not just a second huge wave of COVID between September, October, November. But we're going to see major things with elections. We're going to see major chaos.
It hasn't stopped, first of all. It's already, like, there isn't waves. It's still going. Like, you've been getting 5,000 in Florida every couple of weeks or every couple of days. Like, it doesn't stop, 1. 2, again, like I said, everything he said is super fucking obvious. Everybody knows that a huge economic crash is going to happen and everything's going to cost a fuck ton. Everybody already knows that. Everybody already knows people are going to be losing their homes, and there's probably going to be tons of rioting once people lose their homes. Like, everybody is aware. So his idea of being a prophet, and I'm not a prophet, you guys. I'm not a prophet. I just have, like, these visions where I see, like, prophecies in my dreams. I'm not a prophet. I'm not Jesus. But I can see the future, and I know what's gonna happen. Like, okay, sure.
In our country, we're going to see troops in our cities. We're going to see the protests get even worse. We're going to see buildings burn. We're going to see.
We already are.
What could only lead to civil war in this country. And so, for my friends that are believers, I'm just going to share you what I think you need to hear. First of all, you need to be preparing food. You need to make sure you've got alternative forms of currency, like silver or gold or whatever.
No.
I believe.
You do need food. Silver and gold is gonna be fucking useless once all that shit. You're gonna need resources, not silver and gold. If people are really needing, they're not gonna be trading like hams for gold because gold is suddenly what they're gonna be using. No, they're gonna be trading. They're gonna be trading services, and they're gonna be trading other resources. They're not gonna be trading silver and gold. And all these idiots who stockpile on gold and silver are total morons. I know these people who buy giant bars of silver and gold. Well, not giant because they're not rich, but you know what I mean. Like they get these big, when they're like, oh, once the stock crashes and once basically society fails, I'll be the richest guy in town. It's just like, that's not how it's gonna work. People aren't gonna suddenly be looking for silver and gold. We're the only people who put value on that. The only thing that's actually valuable is shit that keeps us alive, like food, water, medicine, shit like that. Not silver and gold.
You need to have an ample supply of both guns and ammunition. And that's
maybe
not just the Second Amendment fan in me coming out. That is the things that we're seeing. They're talking about defunding the police. That means one thing. You're on your own in a lot of areas. I also believe you need to be praying like you never prayed before. Make sure your family knows what's going on, where you are. Have some communication between your family.
All right, now it's just getting into his recommendation. I just want to see the prophecy, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like guns. I think Canada has a pretty good gun control law for the most part.
Yeah, I think we should stay the way we are, not adopt America's policies.
But if no. But what I mean is, when it comes to the U.S., and you're against guns, with the way shit is going, how volatile everything is, if it does turn into like a huge constant riots, or I don't think it's going to go to civil war, but if it was to go to that, yeah, you need guns or something to protect yourself.
I have a friend who believes there's going to be a civil war.
Yeah, I don't think there's no evidence that it's going to lead to a civil war, but I definitely think there's going to be terrorism on both sides. I think there's going to be people probably will die from shit happening, like from things are going to be getting a lot worse. Things aren't going to be getting better. Well, that's really it. That was the last story for tonight. Well, how do you feel about that, Jakey Poo?
The highlight is definitely an explosion as bad as that sounds.
Yeah.
Wow, that was massive.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was... Here's what we'll do before we go, actually. We'll see if I can find any different angles.
It's all angles right there.
Yeah, here we go. We'll get a couple more angles of that explosion. Just so.
That's the one we saw. That is.
There's the little explosion.
That's a good one. Yeah, there was a small one. Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, one more time.
Hey, that's what I meant, by the way, water.
Yeah.
I didn't mean the person fell in water. I meant around the area with water
yeah,
going
it was
up.
by a port.
Yeah, exactly. So the explosion followed by water.
Wow.
That, dude, the sound, how long it took to...
Yeah. Okay. How much would
Go
you
back.
Shit yourself if you're just looking out your window and you see that just out of nowhere? And then
go back to the first one.
It's about to go down. Yeah, fucking terrifying.
Go back to the first one.
Yeah.
See the water?
Yeah.
As soon as the explosion, it just gets covered by water.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then the second one. This was like the craziest one, I think.
Fuck. Did you see like the tornado just like...
Yeah.
I'm gonna slow it down. You know what I'm gonna do actually? Let's just... These are sped up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta sped up.
We're gonna slow them down. We'll slow them down a bit. Boom.
Oh my god. Yeah, and it's just water, dude. Oh, she was at like a restaurant.
Yeah, she was at like a restaurant.
Yeah.
And here we're gonna watch the tornado, and it's just.
We're watching. Oh.
Yeah, just absolutely devastating. Like, wow.
Yeah, I read the thing. It said it destroyed and shattered windows for miles.
Yeah, I believe it. It's just absolutely devastating. Well, oh yeah. Is there do a live update while we're talking about this? Actually, is it still 70 or is it gotten any higher?
Let's look.
Why the fuck is Cuphead rap music recommended for me? What? I'm not even signed in. Why is it recommended? Oh well.
Whoa!
Whoa!
On the eastern edge of the Mediterranean.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, fuck, that's awful. I mean, it looks amazing, but if it's the fact that it's surrounded by buildings is absolutely awful. Oh my god. No new numbers.
Still looks the same. Trump offered support though, saying he'll send people to assist when it.
Oh, that's nice of him. Well, there you go. There's a happy Trump note, quote, whichever.
Looks like a terrible attack, Trump said.
Oh my god. I don't know if it's an attack. It could be. Like, I did say it could have been, but I don't know if it's actually an attack. It says it was started by a fire. Oh well, if there's any...
The director of the General Security Directorate later said the blast was caused by confiscated high explosive materials, but did not provide further details.
Wow, okay, so...
Apparently these were confiscated back in like 2014, I think I read earlier.
Oh.
And some people said they were fireworks because the colors of the explosions and shit.
Oh wow.
But he said one of the one of the leaders of Lebanon, I think, said that they don't want to jump to conclusions that it might be a terrorist attack because they want to get all the...
Which is fair. Well,
yeah,
we'll keep you guys up to date on that next fucking episode. Next week. Tune on in. And, yes. We will see you...
At least 78 dead.
Yes. Subscribe. You know, comment, like, share, all of those things. Do all the things you need to. You know. Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.